Hey Otters, today I want to give you a brief overview of the Otter Kingdom and all the parts that make up the Otter Kingdom, because the Otter Kingdom is a very interesting marriage of a DeFi protocol and an NFT project. And first and foremost, I want to say that this is a DAO run community. So this protocol is only 4.5 months old as of today, March 7th. A lot of this didn't even exist a few months ago. This protocol, when it was first released, looked very, very different than the way it looks right now. And that's a credit to all of the DAO community that has really been extremely innovative and very committed to the project and seeing it succeed in its own unique place in the DeFi space. That being said, let's talk about these various parts. So I'm going to start with what really makes the Otter Kingdom tick, which is the Clam token. The Clam token is the fuel that this entire ecosystem runs on. That's going to primarily be in this area up top, the Treasury, the Pearl Chest, and the Pearl Notes. We're going to talk about that first, and then we'll cover these other components which really lift up and give the Clam token value. That includes the Ottos, which you see here. They are our NFT collections. The PAW Market, which is our own in-house NFT marketplace, which is going to run on the Polygon blockchain. And then finally, the Sandbox. So with that being said, let's head over to the Otter Treasury. First, I'd like to point out that this is still a very small cap project, right? 1.6 million. There's a lot of room to grow. And we've really only just started advertising and marketing and doing things like this, educational videos and such, within the last month or so. So this is still a very new in its infancy with really a lot of potential. So you see the market value of Clam here is 312. Then you'll see Pearl right next to it, which is 2118. So the way it works is that you have a Clam token, and normally what you can do is you can stake these tokens in a protocol and you can earn more of them. What happens with OtterClam is that you stake your Clam, and it's not exactly staked, it's really wrapped into Pearl. And so instead of getting more Clams, you get Pearl, which increases in value over time. And that's what this index is for right here, the 6.79 S-Clam. What that means is that Pearl is worth whatever the market value is of Clam times this index. And this index rises, every day, every rebase, really 3 times a day. That's really how the staking works with Clam. And so you can see that right here, this is the APY of that staking, that of the index increasing. It increases 14%, which is fine. That's a single asset staking, really very little risk there. Now, the backing price, I'm going to cover in a later video. And we're going to talk about a very cool piece of the DeFi side of this protocol is the buyback system. But you can see this is very transparent protocol. It gives you all of the treasury, the value, what makes it up. Again, the DAO really put a lot of work into various strategies, to make the most of the treasury so that it doesn't just sit here stagnant, but is really working for everyone. Now, the 14% APY is all fine and well, but that's the bare minimum that you're going to make in this protocol, because when you stake your Clam into Pearl, or wrap it I should say, you can take it even further by locking your Pearl into Pearl chests, and we see that right here. So the Pearl chests are time-locked staking smart contracts, right? Where you take however many Pearl you want, you can lock them for any length of time here, and then the APY obviously increases proportionately with that. So you see with 180 days, you have a ×2 boost to your staking. And I should say too that Pearl is not just the wrapped version of Clam, but in the DAO, when we hold votes, there's proposals given and we want to vote on whatever direction we want to go with the protocol, your Pearl is used basically as your voting power. So if you have 10 Pearl just sitting there, basically just staking, you have 10 votes. But if you were to take those 10 Pearl and lock it up in, let's say, a 180-day chest, meaning that it would be locked away for 6 months, not only do you get the increased APY, which is significantly more than 14%, but you also get double the voting power. So if you had 10 Pearl, now you're voting with essentially 20 Pearl. That's another benefit of these Pearl chests. Now, keep in mind, too, that when you lock these things up, it's not like it's all locked away and you can't access it. There's several really cool things about the Pearl chest that actually give it liquidity, even though it technically is locked. And so in the Pearl chest, like these are some that I have, the rewards that you get are accessible to you. So it shows you here that the next reward for this particular chest is 0.04 Pearl. There's rebases 3 times a day. So the pearl that are earned in rewards are being constantly dripped to you, and you can claim it here, and you can use that as passive income or whatever you want to do. But the other cool thing about the pearl chest is that once you lock up, you actually get an NFT receipt. Like if I was to lock up for 180 days, you get this diamond hand 180-day note. And so this NFT can actually be traded on any NFT marketplace for the value, well, for whatever value someone will pay for it, for the market value or whatnot of this NFT. So even if you needed to, let's say 3 months in, you wanted to get that money back, so to speak, you could sell it on OpenSea at the moment, and you can still basically get out of that lock. Now, Clam doesn't just exist to be wrapped into Pearl and forgotten about. It's also the primary currency in the rest of the Otter Kingdom. So let's hop back to our landing page here. And now let's talk about the first use case for the Clam, which is the autos. So we have our auto page over here. Our mint date has just been released. It's going to be March 19th for a private sale for those who are whitelisted, and I strongly suggest that you join the Discord and get involved in the games and the giveaways and all these things. We're still giving out a lot of whitelists, and so there's still an opportunity to get in first. So the Clam token is going to give you a discount on these autos when you purchase Clam, and you can use ETH if you want, but it's going to cost you 30% more. The current price for minting is 0.7 ETH if you want to use ETH, or it's 0.56 ETH if you use Clam. So strong reason to go ahead and just get some Clam for no other reason, just to get your auto at a discounted price. And then once you get the auto, what's going to actually happen is you're going to end up with this incubator, which is going to stay in that state for, I want to say it's about 7 days, but I don't think that's confirmed, so don't hold that to me. But after that, then your auto is essentially birthed, and you get your Genesis auto. Now, the cool thing about these autos is they're not just cute otters. They're actually breedable. And so what pops out of that incubator is actually going to be one of 3 different types of autos. You have the auto, which is essentially the male. There's going to be 2,950 of those. You have the Lottie, which is the female, 1,950 of those. And then this very special one called Cleo, which is essentially a non-gender version. And there's only 100 of those, so they'll definitely have a lot of value. If you find yourself with a male and a female, either through minting or trading or whatnot, you can breed them into an auto pup right here. Now, the cool thing about the auto pup is that you're going to be able to stake this in the PAW Market to receive a revenue share from the market. So anyone that's buying and selling and minting, you're going to get a share of that if you can stake an auto pup on that marketplace. So there's a really good utility and use case for these NFTs. And that's not it for the Genesis NFT collection. There's also other utility that goes with it. But all of these things are going to be minted and bred and traded and everything with Clam. And the best part about all of this, when Clam is used for NFT transactions, that Clam is burned. And if you saw in the Treasury, the circulating supply isn't that high. Now, granted, there's no cap. This isn't a hard cap. Every rebase, there's a little bit more, but it goes up by, I don't know, a few hundred or 1,000 every rebase. It's still ticking up very slowly. And so if you have, especially like in a mint situation, when you have a lot of autos being minted all at once and you've got all this Clam being burned, it could be have a very positive impact on the Clam token itself. Let's talk about the PAW Market next. It's going to be released sometime in Q2-ish 2022. So it'll be shortly after the Genesis collection is dropped of the autos. This is going to be an open source, permissionless NFT marketplace that runs on the Polygon blockchain. Now, this is cool because even when the autos are minted, we have plans to add customization options. There's going to be buying and selling. And again, all of this is powered by the Clam token, and that Clam token will be burned. And so this PAW Market is going to really power the Clam token, and the Clam token is going to really power the PAW Market. And it's interesting because on the Polygon blockchain, there really isn't like a clear-cut market share domination of any one NFT marketplace. OpenSea is on Polygon now, but they had their own share of problems. And so this PAW Market could end up being a very large source of revenue for the protocol if we can eat into the market share of other NFT marketplaces that are, just a little bit more established at this point. And then finally, we have our foray into the metaverse through the Sandbox. We already have a 3x3 plot in the Sandbox metaverse. We have voxel artists, and they're currently already building out the Otter Kingdom. The plans for this whole Sandbox sort of presence is going to be gaming. We're going to have games on our plot. They're going to be rewarded in clams and pearls. We're going to be creating and selling otter-themed sort of assets. All of this, by the way, is going to flow through the PAW Market. So even more utility for the PAW Market and by extension, the Clam token, because now you have all of the NFT side stuff that's flowing into the PAW Market, buying and selling and trading and customizing. And now you have Sandbox assets, which are also going into the PAW Market. And so you can see how all of this really just ties together into this really awesome ecosystem. You've got the Treasury, you've got your own Clam and your Pearl earning APY. Then you've got an NFT collection that is going to burn that same Clam and raise the price up, as well as give you the opportunity to stake on our own NFT marketplace, which is going to have all of this buying and selling and transacting of both NFT side stuff and metaverse side stuff. It just creates this really positive feedback loop for the Clam token itself. And I just want to say before I sign off, the most valuable part of this entire protocol, honestly, and this sounds a little cliche, but I really mean it, is the community. Because it's the community that really built this up from nothing. I mean, it was the community that voted on the Pearl chest instead of just having liquid staking, because, you know, liquid staking leads to people sniping in and out of rebases and such. It's the community that voted on releasing an NFT collection that wasn't the intention at the outset of the project. And it was the community that voted on its own NFT marketplace and is making it happen. It's just amazing that we have this community that is so committed to innovating. As I said, there's really a lot to look forward to here, and I really hope you guys hop in the Discord and just see all the great work that's going on there. Like I said, this protocol is 4.5 months old, and we've already got, I believe, 15 different proposals. And I guarantee you, we're not done yet. We're still voting. We're still coming up with new ways to set the Otter Kingdom apart in this DeFi space. So again, that's all I got for today. Stay tuned. We're going to have more videos that are going to really dig into each of these various aspects. And until next time, we'll see you downstream.